Okay, so welcome to TrumpScript. TrumpScript was created by two university students at Rice University at a hackathon hosted by their university. As they say, they spent the first 8 hours of their 48-hour hackathon just trying to think of an idea, something to come up with, and they got kind of frustrated. They went back and had some drinks at their house and came up with the idea of making a programming language that Trump would approve of. They did not win the hackathon, unfortunately, but they built it off of Python, and it is made to be a novelty language. It's a satirical language. It has very little unique functionality to it that would make it useful in the real world. It's just kind of something fun. So the idea was to build a language that would be approved of by Trump, and they would do that by incorporating his mannerisms and beliefs into the rules of the language that they create. So some of those rules, there are no floating point numbers allowed in TrumpScript. Everything has to be integers, meaning Trump does everything either all the way or he doesn't do it at all. So it's an integer, no 1.5s, 2.5s, everything has to be 1, 2, 3, full numbers. And all numbers must be greater than 1,000,000 because Trump loves to exaggerate. So everything has to be larger than it should be. And it also corrects 4.5 billion to 10 billion, just because Trump likes to dispute that his net worth, which is displayed on Forbes to be 4.5 million, is actually 10 billion, or 4.5 billion is actually 10 billion. And all programs must end in "America is great," and that's kind of a jab at Trump by its creators. So some of the challenges with TrumpScript, there's a couple challenges. The first one being there's no import statements allowed. All code has to be homegrown and American-made, just like Trump would like it. You cannot. Trump wants us to export, not import. So another issue is that error messages are mostly quotes directly taken from Trump himself. So this makes for some pretty funny debugging, but also some frustrating debugging because a lot of times you won't even get a line number with your error messages. So they don't give you much help in terms of finding where you went wrong in your code. Another problem is it does not run on the two most popular operating systems. Mac OS is not allowed because Apple makes their iPhones outside of the country, and Trump does not like that. And Windows is not allowed because Trump doesn't do anything PC. He thinks America's problem is everything is too PC nowadays. The good news is, though, that you can use the -- shut up flag in the command line when running your code to allow it to run on both OS X and Windows. So to look at some code, this is the syntax to TrumpScript, and we'll walk through it to see what some normal code looks like. Just off the bat, you'll see that it's very sentence-like. There's not a lot of parentheses and semicolons and stuff you might see in Java. So to walk through it, we'll go through that first section, and you'll see that make light 1,000,000 is an assignment. So we're making the variable light 1,000,000. It's pretty simple, but it's just written out. That would be the same as saying light equals 1,000,000. To jump to the second one, you see say addition. That's the same as system.out.println in Java. Everything is shortened and made more talkative and sentence-like in TrumpScript. To jump down a bit, we'll see that the operators in TrumpScript, although they can be kept as plus and minuses, they can actually be written out as the word plus and minus. And also that surrounding light minus dark here is a comma and a semicolon that is actually used as the parentheses in TrumpScript. So we're making sun, parenthesis, light minus dark, close parenthesis. And then say sun is the print. So down here, we'll see it's the end of our program, so we have to say America is great, or the code will crash at runtime, or at compile time. So this is an example TrumpScript kind of paragraph is how the code is actually written, which makes it very unique. So TrumpScript ignores the majority of non-specific words. So if the compiler sees a word that it doesn't recognize, it's completely ignored. So it allows you to write funny code like this. So to go through it, we'll see that we have an assignment here to make guys believe. So we're making the variable guys believe. And now we have an if statement. So if, and that first parenthesis is going to be the first comma is going to be the first parenthesis. and we're going to make, so if all of us realize the light, and then close parentheses, so that's your if statement there. Then we're going to say vote Trump, so that's your print. Else, you have your else statement. Result is bad, that's another assignment. Then we're going to say hello world, it's print hello world. And to end this whole program, we have to say America is great.